All right, let's talk about something huge in cybersecurity, managing vulnerabilities. It feels like this constant, never-ending battle to stay one step ahead of the bad guys. We're going to break down why the old way of handling this, well, it just doesn't work anymore.
So, let's just get right to it, with the question that probably keeps a lot of security pros up at night. Why does it always feel like we're playing catch-up? A new threat pops up, a flaw is found, but actually getting it fixed seems to take forever. We're going to dig into why that happens, and more importantly, what we can do about it.
To really get what's going on, think of it like this. The way things are now is basically a giant security traffic jam. A new piece of critical information is discovered, but then it just gets stuck, completely gridlocked, unable to get to the people who can actually fix the problem.
And here's the heart of the issue. There's this massive, and I mean dangerous, time gap between the second a vulnerability is found and the second it's actually patched, what we call remediated. Every moment that gap stays open, it's like leaving the front door wide open for an attack. This isn't just some small inconvenience. It's a huge security risk that can lead to some seriously bad stuff. Data breaches, big financial losses, you name it.
Okay, so what's causing this gridlock? Well, a lot of the time, the problem is built right into the way our teams are structured. It's a problem we can call the 3 silos.
It really boils down to this idea of separation of duties. Now, on paper, this makes perfect sense, right? You have different teams with their own special jobs. But in the real world, it ends up building these huge walls between teams. The people finding the problems, the people prioritizing them, and the people fixing them are all kind of operating in their own little bubbles.
And this table here, it just lays it out perfectly. First, you've got the SecOps team. They're your frontline defenders, looking at active attacks as they happen. Then you have the SecAdmin team. Think of them as the architects, the ones finding risks and making sure the company's following all the rules. And finally, you have the IT admin team, the builders who are actually supposed to roll out the patches and the fixes. Each team is doing a super important job, but they're not sharing the same playbook or even speaking the same language half the time. And this quote, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that frustration. You have all this talent, all this expertise, but it's disconnected. It's the big question that really points us toward a solution.
So that brings us right here, bridging the gap. The whole idea is to stop just talking about the problem and actually start tearing down those silos. We need to build like a communication superhighway between these teams.
And the solution is a totally new way of thinking called threat and vulnerability management. It's a system that's literally designed from the ground up to connect these teams. The whole point is to let them find, prioritize, and fix issues not in weeks or months, but right now, in real time as it's all unfolding.
Okay, that all sounds great, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's walk through what this new, super efficient workflow is all about, from spotting a threat to completely shutting it down.
So check this out. First, a vulnerability is found. Immediately, a clear number, the exposure score, shoots up, so everyone knows exactly how serious this is. The security admin sees that, and boom, one click, a remediation request is sent. Now, the IT admin gets this request, but it's not some vague ticket. No, they get the full story, all the context they need. From there, the update gets approved and rolled out to every single machine that's exposed. And here's the absolute game changer. Every single team is watching this happen live. That traffic jam we talked about, totally gone.
And that right there is the secret sauce. The IT admin isn't just getting a ticket that says, hey, fix this. They're getting the why. They see the threat intelligence, the business impact, and exactly which machines are at risk. This completely gets rid of those endless back and forth emails and meetings. It lets them just act, fast and with total confidence.
All of this leads to the ultimate payoff, what we can call the real-time advantage. Because this isn't just about being faster. It's about being way, way smarter and getting ahead of the problem. So let's run through the core benefits here. First, no more waiting around for a weekly or monthly scan. You find vulnerabilities the instant they appear. Next, prioritizing what to fix isn't a guessing game anymore. It's based on what the real threats are out there and what's most critical to your specific business. The whole process, from finding the flaw to fixing it, can be automated. And maybe the biggest one of all, everyone is finally looking at the same page, the same dashboard, a single source of truth. When you put it all together, what you get is a complete transformation. You go from this chaotic, reactive mode to a mature, truly holistic program. You're basically building a powerful immune system for your organization, one that can find and fight threats the moment they show up.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Take a hard look at your own organization. Is your security team actually managing risk, proactively getting ahead of it? Or are they stuck just reacting, constantly putting out the latest fire?
Because honestly, the answer to that question could be the difference between being secure and being the next big headline. Thanks for tuning in.